Good day, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Kenneth and the Rhino are here. I have my computer out because we're going to read the tasting notes on this. I'm thinking that you're going to love this.
Busch Ice. This is like NASCAR beer, isn't it?
Busch Ice.
This is shit you drink at the Cayuga Speedway.
5.5% alcohol. What did Jason tell us about ice beer? Bullshit. First off,
Who's Jason?
Indie Ale House. This Busch product is not brewed in the US. This Busch product is brewed here by Labatt, so somewhere in Canada. I don't know if they have it in the US. They probably did at one point. I don't know if they still do. I don't know if this is brewed by Anheuser-Busch down there or not. Here's why I have my computer out. Busch Ice is a smooth-tasting ice beer. It is brewed with a blend of premium American grains and imported hops, and a combination of malt and corn to provide a pleasant balance to the flavor. So it's actually admitting that the corn is in here.
There's no grain. It says imported
Malts.
and grown. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I have a funny thing about ice, okay? Ice beer came out when I was in like grade 11 or 12.
I remember it, yep.
Just when I was starting to drink illegally at like bush parties and shit. Mm-hmm. And Maximum Ice came out with the Michael Ironside's heavy metal commercial. And
Oh, yes.
My God, was that marketing for 14-year-olds. And I swore by Black Ice. When I first started working, not Black Ice, but Ice Beer. When I first started working at the nightclubs, when I didn't know any better, and you get your beer at the end of the night or whatever for free, I always asked for the Ice Beer. I know better now, but I still have a soft spot for ice beers.
Okay, so if you get them in the bottles, Busch is the $29 2-4 here in Ontario. I believe this was $29 for a 15-pack of cans. Beer store, fix your website. Your website said you had the fucking bottles there. That's the only reason I went there. Fuckers.
Fuck you, beer store.
Beer store website is full of lies.
It's always been full of lies.
House,
I know, it's
a house of lies, even, if you will. Oh my goodness!
Look at that creamy head, extra large bubbles that are instantly popping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
I dig ice beer. I just always did when I was young.
You know what?
I admit it, I still like ice beer.
I did a head-to-head once with Labatt Ice and Molson Canadian Ice. And I think that was one of the only times that I'd pick a Labatt product over a Molson product.
I like Labatt Ice. That was the one I drank the most when I was younger.
They had the best commercials. I mean, come on, the best song ever too. The Smiths.
So,
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
If you're going with the ice beer idea, some of them are ice brewed and some of them are ice filtered. Ice filtered is complete bullshit. Ice brewed is complete bullshit too. But which way you look at it matters. Molson was the only one that really did the ice brewing, where Labatt did ice filtered. Labatt ended up hearing about Molson's ice brewing and tried to beat them out the gate, and they did beat them out the gate. Labatt came out first with it, even though Molson came up with the idea and brewed the first batch. It just took Molson longer to get it out. So there's your little history. Busch is Anheuser-Busch, so I'm hoping this tastes like the Labatt Ice, because I liked the Labatt Ice.
And that war you just described happened in like 1993. That's awesome.
Yes, the ice beer war was the early 90s. I think it all started in the late 80s, but the beer didn't get released until the early 90s.
The ice beer was like my high school. That and Glenfiddich.
I was Boomerang. My high school years were Boomerang. Boomerang just came out. You know,
The first beer I ever had with my mother was Labatt Ice. 2 days after my 19th birthday, which
the
was
first beer
a
I
million
ever
years
had,
ago.
was an OV. But it was still O'Keefe. Well, it was Carling at the time, but it was an
Carling
O'Keefe
yeah.
label still.
Mine was 50, because that's what my grandpa drank in his driveway. And still drinks in his driveway.
Don't smell it out of the can.
I smell corn and the stuff that Paul always finds in beers that he hates. But that's alright.
Out of the glass, it really doesn't have much of a smell at all.
Nope.
What?
Out of the can, it doesn't smell good. Let's try it. The head's gone.
Good old-fashioned piss yellow color. And
I like it. I always like the ice beer, that nasty back taste, man. I've always liked that about the ice beers.
Okay. Unlike some of the other ice beers, and I'm saying some of the others as in the budget ice beers that you get, like Laker Ice, Lakeport Ice, Yankee Jim
Yankee
Ice.
Jim in particular, yeah.
In particular, Yankee Jim. This does not have the sugar fortified taste that those do. This actually tastes a lot like your regular, average, run-of-the-mill ice beer. So just your average, run-of-the-mill budget beer is what it tastes like. A little bit of sweetness up front, a lot of corn. The hops is non-existent. I don't know why they even talk about hops. The malt, non-existent. I don't know why they talk about it. Basically, you get a little bit of a buttery taste. The hops and malt are probably both extracts like your average homebrew. Your Cooper's homebrew kit. It's probably just like that shit.
Okay, now you're saying that Jamie says ice brewing and everything is bullshit.
Jason,
sorry. Explain. Wreck my childhood dreams. Why is ice... Because I remember as a kid, the commercials, they'd half freeze the vat, and the icicles would float up, and they'd siphon them off, and which always confused me, because I knew alcohol and water has different freezing points. Am I somewhere along the right line there?
Yeah. It's all... His big complaint was just, it's marketing. That's all it is. Your beer is still shit, is his thing.
Oh, okay. So they do go through that process, apparently.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't make it a better beer like they claim it does.
Right.
Makes
Now-
it a different beer.
It does. Like, I've always liked the slightly stronger taste of ice beers. And
That background taste, what is that?
you know what? I do get a little bit of the hops in there. It's there.
Now, unlike
A little bit.
other ice beers, you're not getting a alcohol astringency on the background, and you're not getting that sugar fortified on the forefront. So right now, it's probably my favorite ice beer I've had.
It's pretty good, man. I'd drink this again.
As a budget beer, I'm just gonna go right out there. As a budget beer, I'd put it at a 7.5. I would buy it again. I would drink it again. As a regular beer, I would put it at like a 4. It's your average macro beer.
It almost tastes like if there was such a thing, a rice malt.
There is rice malt, malted rice.
Is there actually a thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
It actually tastes like, malted rice.
it probably is because
Oh, I like that.
Anheuser-Busch,
I like that.
Bud uses 49% rice, and that
Oh yeah,
makes it-
rice, but I mean it's malty rice. I mean not as in more than one rice. I mean like malty.
Well, all you do to make malt, right, is you start the
AUL,
sprouting
right.
of whatever grain you're using,
Yeah.
and then you stop the sprouting.
Of course.
Rice is a grain; you just start it sprouting, and then you stop it sprouting.
But it's malty and ricey. I don't know. It's like rice porridge. I don't know. It's awesome.
I gotta dig this shit.
I actually could see the rice in it, like you're talking about, because it is so light.
Like
It just-
starchy, sweet
it
rice.
flows down your throat, and that's what they use the
Yeah.
rice for, to make it very light, not heavy in the stomach. This is actually a ice beer that I could probably drink a bunch of, and again, I'm still sticking with my 7.5 as a budget beer and a 4 as a regular beer. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, but it's the quintessential macro beer. Doesn't have much taste, and the taste you can taste is stuff you shouldn't taste in beer, but it's not offensive, and that's the key to it. It's not offensive. So a 7.5 and a 4 together, we're again looking at a 5.75. So it passed.
Okay, and I'm gonna go with the Godzilla movie analogy here. If I go to watch a Godzilla movie, and I see a giant lizard stomping the city flat, then I'm happy. If I buy an ice beer and I get this, then I'm happy. I'm giving it an 8. It's all right. It has the standard macro beer taste with a bit of the kick on the end, which is why I buy ice beer.
And
I
you know
don't really
what?
buy it that often. In fact, I probably haven't bought it in 20 years, but I still enjoy ice beer.
And unlike a lot of those budget beers, this actually just tastes like your average macro beer.
With just a touch of kick.
I'd rather this than James Ready 5.5.
Yeah, absolutely. Because James Ready 5.5 is a bit nastier.
Yeah, it has that sugar fortified taste to it, where this doesn't.
I would have sex with Michael Ironsides to get another can of this. For sure.
Thank you, YouTube. Bye.
Done and done. All right.
I'm gonna have sex with Michael Myers.